Welcome back. I took a week off. I was, celebrating Thanksgiving last Thursday and decided to just take a little break for my own mental health, right? Usually I'm here every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, just to give you some inspiration or education or whatever I'm feeling up for, to really inspire you that you are meant to feel good in motherhood and how that's true and what you can do about it if you're not. So thank you for joining me tonight. If you're here, we're talking about navigating those sweet temptations that are going to come along with this season and give you some insightful strategies and just practical ideas around how to support your mental health in order to actually fully enjoy this holiday season that is upon us. So we want to be able to tackle those holidays with some confidence, right? And understand, I want to help you understand the cravings and why you might not be able to say no to some of the things that are staring at you in the face when you go to those holiday get-togethers, and just really help you stay on the forefront of keeping your mental health in tip-top shape throughout this season, which can be challenging. So I'm Lindsay Marie, if you don't know me, and after 6 years of navigating the overwhelm, the exhaustion, the irritability that often come with motherhood, I discovered a natural and truly sustainable way to overcome all of that. So now I'm a mental health nutrition coach, and I help other moms do the same thing, to shift from that feeling of barely surviving to actually truly thriving by helping you build your brain's natural feel-good systems. That's what I do. So one of the first extreme changes that I made in my own journey when I was grasping at every straw to try to feel better, I was doing all the things. But one of those things was to go on a strictly paleo diet at the time. I thought maybe the grain and the sugar and the dairy could have been maybe contributing to the way that I was feeling. So I decided in the month of December, of all months, of 2011, when I was reflecting on this discussion, I thought, when was that? Holy crap, that was a long time ago already. In December of 2011, I decided to do that. So not very strategic on my part, but I did think, hey, if I can get through this season eating like this, then I should be able to do it, period, right? So I did it, and I did it successfully, but during that time, it just required a lot of willpower that really, in hindsight, was unnecessary if I would have set myself up with the right things. And I also didn't understand at the time how to just hack my blood sugar so that it didn't get in my way, so that I could cheat on some things. And I was just doing it the hard way, just being very restrictive and really relying on that willpower. So now I do consciously decide to indulge at times, and I also understand what my body really needs if it can't say no to something. What is this craving all about? What does my body really need? And that's some of what I'm touching on tonight. So I'm wondering how you're all feeling about this holiday eating situation. Does it stress you out? Am I alone, right? Are you excited for it? Are you excited for everything that's going to be on the spread? Or do you want to go hide? Do you feel maybe a little rebellious, I'm just going to throw all my intentions out the window and just do whatever? Curious how you're feeling about the holiday eating habits that are coming up. So as a thank you for anyone who participates tonight, you're going to be entered into a drawing for free access to my meal planning makeover course, which I normally charge $97 for. So I will walk you through each and every step to just streamline your grocery shopping and your meal planning routine, which when you do this well, it literally saves you days of your life. So when I'm asking questions, just put it in the comments and I'll be able to see them and interact with you, as best we can between text and voice and all that. So that's what I mean by participating. So first thing I want to touch on is cravings in general and how they are directly related to what your body is craving and needing in order to have a strong strong mental health. So maybe when you get to one of these holiday celebrations, you like are already thinking, I need a drink. As soon as you walk into a celebration, I need a drink, right? Like this is not uncommon. This is probably more common than not, right? Because what a drink does for a lot of people is it gives them self-confidence, it gives them a sense of humor, and that's what they want when they're in this crowd of people and they have a little social anxiety, so let me get a drink. What the drink is really doing is it's firing your serotonin. So your serotonin is your happy engine. And you could get this same reaction if you learned how to support your serotonin in a healthy, sustainable way instead of having a drink. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit. Or maybe before this celebration, you were running around because you went from this to that to this to that to practice, to grocery shopping, to this errand, just got back from work, had to work late, whatever, and now you're running to this celebration and you just need to relax, right? You just want to enjoy your time. So now the drink might do that for you as well, but maybe there's just like crackers or something sugary sitting there, and it really just hits that spot and it lets you sink into that comfortable, relaxed like state of mind. Like I can turn off work, I can turn off all the things I was doing all day, like just helping you relax. So with the crackers and the dip, or if you have the drink in order to get that feeling, what they're really doing is firing your GABA. So your GABA is your relaxation engine, and naturally in your body to help you relax, like that should flip on and off like a switch. And if you learn how to support your GABA in a healthy and sustainable way, you can actually support your body to avoid the overindulging, right? So what holiday food do you find the most challenging? I'm talking about the crackers, I'm talking about the cookies, I'm talking about the drinks. What do you find the most challenging to resist? And like, why do you think you're reaching for that? Like if you dig deeper and you like look at yourself, just look inwardly, go, why am I actually eating that thing? What feeling am I craving? And actually, how does it make me feel afterwards when I eat or drink that thing? So that's one reason you might be reaching for the different substances when you're at the holiday parties. But not only is your body craving those substances in order to make these feel-good engines, like your happy engine and your relaxation engine, like you might be craving them because of that, oftentimes your body is also craving those substances because our blood sugar is just all over the place, right? So when you drink that wine, as soon as you get to the holiday party, about 2 hours later, your blood sugar is going to be in the ditch. It is down. And your body then is put in like a fight or flight mode. It's trying to push as much sugar into your blood as it can in order to keep you living, right? Okay, so cravings commence, right? Your body, your adrenals are kicking in to try to push the sugar in, and you're like, I need sugar, so the cravings commence. And now you're surrounded by all of these goodies, right? So as you chit-chat, you just keep eating the fudge, you keep eating the cookies, you have one more piece of pie. Even though you made that promise to yourself that you wouldn't, it's very hard to keep that promise to ourselves when our bodies are in this fight or flight mode, screaming for the sugar. So, or go back to that idea of running around all day before the party, and maybe you didn't take time to eat in all of that running around. You figured I'll just skip that meal, I'll eat, there'll be plenty of food at the party, whatever. So not only is your body really craving something at that point to get you to relax, it's also in a sugar crash, right? And it needs to help get your sugar back up. So now you're needing the sugar for multiple reasons, and it's very likely you're going to reach for something quick and unhealthy in this scenario because it's like, I need food now. Your blood sugar's in the ditch. I need food now in order to relax, and I'm starving, okay? So you're going to reach for what's simple. So now that I've raised your awareness around these connections to your feel-good systems, your blood sugar, and your cravings, it's like, what can you actually do about it, right? So what I try to do all the time is to go for the veggies and the nuts before I go for the crackers and the sugar. And I'd say go for the protein first, but oftentimes when you just show up to a party, any meat that's there is usually like this, like meat and crackers type of meat, and it's highly processed, and that could also very likely spike your blood sugar, which will then end up in the ditch. So get the cheese, get the nuts, get the veggies in your stomach first, and then maybe grab some of that meat, some of that salami if you really want a taste of that. And then at the last choice, then, even though that might have been your first reaction because of all the reasons I said before, then after you've gotten some of that into your system to kind of blunt the effect of the sugar, now you can reach for the carbs and the sweets, and even the fruit would be, a little better than the carbs and the sweets because you got the fiber in there to help you keep the blood sugar a little bit in control. So it'll be easier to eat them in moderation that way because you've already eaten something else, and you will be more likely to even be able to skip them altogether if you go to those things that are going to blunt the sugar first. So part of this suggestion, though, is that I'm assuming that there's this spread of stuff that's going to be there that includes these things when you show up. And nothing guarantees that. You're not really in control of the whole spread when you're going to a celebration. So for one, you can just make sure that the cheese and the nuts and the veggies are there if you bring them yourself or one of those things. You'd be amazed at how many people actually appreciate a good salad. Okay, amongst all of this spread, like the salad, people actually appreciate it because the truth is that almost everyone, if not everyone, or at least an adult at that party, has probably made some sort of promise to themselves around eating around the holidays or just in general, and that salad is like, oh, well, that's great. Now I don't have to compromise. I can eat that salad, and people appreciate it, even if they don't say it, even if you get crap for being healthy or whatever, which oftentimes stops us or makes us make bad choices. Don't worry about what they think, because everybody in the room has some diet-related thing that they're trying to overcome in the midst of all of these temptations. So, that's just a rule that's just a story you've made up. So you might be thinking well, if I bring a salad, that just goes with the main meal. That's not going to be something for me to eat when I first show up. And who says, right? How many food rules do we have around all of our eating that are making us think we don't have as many options as we do? When you show up to a party, if there's a salad, you can eat the salad. If you bring the salad, especially, you can eat the salad, and just eat it. Open it up. Make yourself at home. So when you do indulge in the carbs and the sweets, also follow it up with a large cup of water. All right, it's going to help dilute your blood sugar, and go for a walk to help blunt that spike. And you can make that a win-win situation. You can grab somebody who you've wanted to spend a little more one-on-one time, have a private conversation with, you miss them a lot and you want to spend some time with them, ask them if they want to go for a walk with you outside. All of the water, the walking, and eating those things beforehand is really going to help you keep your blood sugar balanced and keep those cravings at bay. Another thing you can do is just eat before you go, okay? Even if it's not a whole meal, something lots of veggies or lots of protein, just get it in your belly before you go to the party in order to be able to, look like you're not going to be hungry when you get there, as hungry when you get there if you eat something beforehand. So what kind of strategies do you have that help you balance this indulgence with the health during the holidays? So share those in the comments. Again, anybody who participates tonight, they get entered into a drawing to win the meal planning makeover, which is valued at $97, and it's designed to help you really free up days of your life by getting strategic about your grocery shopping. So any questions I'm asking or any questions that you have, just participate in the comments, and we'll get you that meal planning makeover. So all of these strategies so far are based on keeping your blood sugar balanced, right? And I haven't really touched on how to naturally fire those feel-good engines in order to stop the cravings that are associated with the fact that you just want to relax and you need a little self-confidence. You might have a little social anxiety you have to get over. You need to find a little sense of humor. Like how do we feed that part of our brain in order to stop the cravings for those reasons? And really, the first step is to understand which of those feel-good engines might be influencing your cravings the most. And to do that, I've created the mood checkup for you to answer a series of questions and really understand which engine is the lowest and might be giving you the most trouble and giving you the most cravings, and give you ideas on how to boost that naturally. So no matter which engine's low, protein is the natural fuel for these engines because protein has amino acids in it. So for these engines to run well, they have to have fuel, and that fuel is inside the protein. So make sure that you're eating every 3 to 4 hours throughout the holidays to curb those cravings, and that's also going to help your blood sugar. So the number one thing you can do is to eat protein every 3 to 4 hours for the next month, okay? Especially when you know you're going to be in a situation where you're going to have a lot of indulgences in your face that you could be tempted by that you just don't want to eat. And like we talked about before, like do indulge if you want to indulge, and use some of these hacks to make sure that that indulging doesn't crash your mood later, right? So my Feeling Good in Motherhood program is actually where I teach moms to support these feel-good engines in natural, sustainable ways using amino acid supplements and really getting to the root of where they're deficient nutritionally that's really affecting their mental health. So you can learn more about that on my website if you go on rebuildyourbrain.net and click on coaching on the top. It talks all about the program that I have for moms. So please put any questions that you have about anything I've shared tonight in the comments. And remember that anyone who's participating or does participate has any questions during this live, you're going to be put in a drawing for that meal planning makeover course. But even if you're watching the replay, I want to hear from you. I want to support you. So just put in the comments any answers to my questions or any questions that you have. So quick summary, your cravings are directly connected to your mental health. And when you learn to listen to them and fuel those systems naturally, then the cravings no longer control you. I teach moms how to do this in the Feeling Good in Motherhood program, and you can see just how well all of your feel-good engines are running by taking the mood checkup, and you can go to moodcheckup.rebuildyourbrain.net in order to find that. Your cravings are also directly connected to your blood sugar, which is also connected to your mental health. When your blood sugar is up and down, your mood is up and down. So eat the carbs and sugars last and bring a yummy salad to your next holiday gathering. And remember, really, that everyone has promises that they've made to themselves regarding what they're going to put in their bodies. They all have some conversation going on in their head about, I probably don't need to eat this, or I should eat that instead. So find the confidence in being a good example, and also understand that you can have a sugary treat. Just prepare your body with some of the techniques that I talked about before. Prepare your body ahead of time. Drink the water, go for the walk, to really make that blood sugar roller coaster that you are going to jump on when you have the sugar and carbs. You're just going to make it a little smoother, that ride a little smoother. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I wish you luck on all of your holiday celebrations. I know it can be a really stressful time, so focus on what you can control, and one of the major things you control is what you can put in your mouth. So always remember, I want you to remember, God wants you to remember that you were meant to feel good in motherhood. And I'm here every Thursday night at 8:30 Central Standard Time to remind you of that. So I'll see you next week. Mwah. I love you, Mama.